Hi, I'm Chuck Windish. Getting ghosted by your recruits after they told you how interested they were in the job? Well, once my team added this secret to our process, we eliminated virtually every interview fall off and offer turn down ever from our desks. These are secrets that $1 million billing recruiters gave me that changed my whole life. Now, I want them to change yours as well. Stay tuned. Okay, so you've gotten a yes, I'd be interested from a new recruit you just pitched on a job you've been assigned to fill. Great. So, what's been your next step? Send me a resume, find out how much experience they have, get them to give you dates and times for interviewing. What do you say or do next? Well, in a training session my boss sent us to way back when I was in my first few years of recruiting, one of the most successful recruiters in the business taught us that setting a proper frame of reference with a recruit should always be your primary objective before any further discussions are had with them about the job. Okay, so what did he mean by all this proper frame of reference stuff? If you recall in a previous video that I made a few weeks ago, the one with the thumbnail 3 questions everyone will ask you, everyone you speak with, whether it be the first time you speak with them or the 1,000th time you've spoken with them, every person you establish a relationship with will determine, then continue to assess whether you are an asset to their career or a liability. And if you haven't seen that video yet, definitely check it out. Those 3 questions ultimately shaped my team's entire recruiting process and was a major factor to our success becoming $1 million billing recruiters. Oh, and if those 3 questions are something that you want incorporated into every step of your process to get those same huge results we got, then save yourself a whole lot of time and hassle. Get my video series, Secrets of the Big Billers. I do a deep dive into many secrets that increase placement consistency, and it'll save you all the years of trial and error trying to figure it all out like I did. I put a link to that video series in the notes below. So, look, no question, how we build that proper relationship with a recruit does have its challenges. On the one hand, you want to take the time to demonstrate to your recruit that you are an asset to their career and not like all the other recruiters out there. But on the other hand, most of the time, come on, you're working under the gun on a search assignment that has a pretty serious deadline, which doesn't give you a whole lot of time to identify candidates for the position. Look, Chuck, I'll worry about the relationship part later. Right now, I got a job to fill, right? Well, hear me out. This is so important. What happens when a person expresses some form of interest, most recruiters will then move too fast and sell too hard. They manage to get a good talent on the phone or in a Zoom meet. Then they get excited when that person expresses an interest in speaking with them further. So the recruiter will then dive into selling the position in order to get the new recruit to move forward with interviewing with their client. This is what we call situational recruiting. In other words, the recruiter is only focused on interacting with their recruit due to the situation of a current job order they're working on. Now, this approach may create a positive response from the recruit, but in most cases, it doesn't accurately reflect the true motivation that person may have to seriously consider a job change, let alone accept an offer. Those of us that have spent years using this situational approach, and I admit I was once one of those recruiters, soon find out that a recruit's simple curiosity about the job has often been misunderstood by us as them having a genuine interest in the job. We then move ahead with our process, and then we become devastated later at the number of what we thought were interested recruits who eventually ghost us. Instead, here's what I want you to do from this point forward. Once a recruit has expressed interest in discussing an open position you're working on, redirect your dialogue away from selling the recruit on the position and instead get them to give you qualifiable characteristics of what they would consider their perfect position to be. Hot buttons are what we call them. that, if met, would sincerely motivate that recruit to actually change jobs. This is what's meant by setting a proper frame of reference, being able to reference what we know about the position we're recruiting for against what our recruit tells us he or she needs to actually make a job change. You accomplish this by asking the following question. Okay, recruit, you're interested? Great. Let's set this position aside for a moment. At this point, what's most important to me is what's most important to you. What are the 3 to 5 aspects of a position that any job would have to have in order for you to want to make a move? Let you in on a little dramatic flair that I like to use to drive home my point, and go ahead, use it if you want. What are the 3 to 5 aspects of a position that any position would have to have in order for you to want to pack your bags and leave tomorrow? Sometimes I'll even say that would be worth going into your boss, looking them in the eye, and telling them that you're moving on to a new opportunity. Listen how quickly your recruit then becomes more engaged because of this question. Then you can further enhance the discussion, flesh out other motivations they may have with other questions, such as, is there anything lacking in your present position that you would love to see added to any new opportunity? By redirecting your recruit into a conversation about what's most important to them, your reputation as a recruiter in their eyes will steer them away from you being viewed as simply a people pusher, a headhunter, to being an important asset to someone's career. We call this relationship recruiting. But here's the real bonus, the big payoff with this approach. It leads you to accurately size up how their motivations match up to the job order that you're trying to fill. The more the job matches up, the more the recruit will remain engaged and motivated to continue moving forward throughout your process. But no matter what the recruit may decide moving forward, you're able to assess from the very beginning whether this job will be a good match for them. It'll enable you to more accurately predict the possibility for a placement happening. And if it doesn't match up, it'll save you a whole lot of time and hassle and ghosting. Your drop-offs and turndowns, they'll become non-existent. And if you're looking at this as a career for the long term, your reputation as a relationship recruiter will spread like wildfire. If you have any questions on how to further implement this approach, post a request or a comment below. I am here to help you become unshakable. And I'll see you in the next video.